Hey everyone, Rob from the Ridge Homestead Tree Farm here. Wrapping up the irrigation for the season now. Pretty much done for the year now. It's October 4th today, and canal's pretty much empty, so got to empty out the lines. So kind of what I'm working on today. We've got a couple freezes in the forecast now. -1 tonight, -8 tomorrow night. It's the current forecast, so got to get these lines drained so we don't freeze them up. Oh well, let's see what we got here. Not a lot of pressure left here because I got the main valve shut off for the trunk line down the side here, but this is mainly the air valve up here at this point for draining. Just lets some air in the line so it can not be a negative pressure. Our entire irrigation is gravity fed, so it's easy to get a negative pressure on it if we're not careful. Done that a couple of times, but definitely something we have to watch because definitely don't need these lines getting stressed from too much negative pressure. But anyway, let's go down and open the main valve at the bottom. Down at the bottom valve now. I'm going to open her up and see what's left in the line here. Yeah, still a little pressure left. A little dirt too. Now I just have to sit back and wait for it to drain. Just about drained now. Just waiting for the last little bit to come through here. Takes a little bit of time to drain it through, but you know, not the worst thing in the world. It's all gravity fed, which is nice, so don't have to worry about blowing any air through or anything. Just open the valves and let it drain out. With all the dirt in the line there, it's just algae that builds up in the line throughout the season. Nothing that bad, just have to flush the lines through every once in a while, but of course since there's been a irrigation water shortage this year, we've not flushed them through as much this year, so a bunch more in the line this year, but not the worst thing in the world. Just means we have to clean out our filters a lot more often. That's only downside to it, but a little inconvenience, I guess, for the benefit of having irrigation still. If we were flushing through the lines, we may have gotten told off or something, and we don't want that. But anyway, just draining the line here and going from there. Back up by the pond now. This is the main shut off for the line down beside the trees there, just draining out. We still have a little pressure coming from the irrigation canal, so I'm going to take advantage of that and flush a little water through the line, try and clear it out a bit. So just going to open the valve now and flush through a little water. Gotta be careful when opening these big valves. Can easily cause a pressure spike down the line, so just want to slowly open it, keep the valves open down the line just to make sure that there's not too much pressure coming through it. But it feels like they're running down the pressure now in the line, so the pond line feels like it's not as pressurized now, so probably just using up the last of the pressure in the 10-inch line that comes into the property, but that's okay. It's worth it to flush out the line here. Probably crack this wide open now because I don't feel like there's much pressure left. So opening pretty easy. And we need to leave the valve open for the winter anyway, so works out well. Open one of the little valves here just to see what's left for pressure. See, there's not really much left, but I'll just work its way down the main trunk line there and flush it out. So that's the main thing we're trying to do. On the other trunk line now, just going to drain this one out too. I've got a bit of pressure on it still, the main valve's still open on this, so. I'll just let those drain down. Takes a little time, so no point in sitting there all day and watching it. Although sadly enough, I do kind of like to watch water drain out. It's kind of weird, but yeah, whatever floats my boat, I guess. Just gonna head up to the irrigation shed now. See how things are looking up there. A little bit of a leak back there. Well, I say a little leak, but quite a big leak actually. Have to look at fixing that this off season, but always something to do. Up by the irrigation shed, you can kind of see the extent of the problem. Got water coming all through here, all the way up under the train tracks from the overflow valve here. That valve overflow comes from the tanks and the irrigation shed, which have somehow filled up. All that stems from the leak back here. This main trunk line here. It's a big leak on the bottom of it. So that leak has filled all this dip up. Somehow managed to fill the tanks up under the irrigation shed and overflow down towards the shop. So a little bit of a problem there. To look at fixing that this winter. There's two of those hoses that feed the middle trunk line. Don't know what size they are, 2.5 inch fire hoses. But I have to look at replacing the whole length down the side here this winter or next spring or something. Because it's just getting too many holes in to be worth trying to fix, and they're getting old, so bit of a pain, bit of an expense. 600 odd feet worth there, but yeah, we'll just have to do what we can do, I guess, and try to make do. In the irrigation shed now, just gonna open up the drain valve for the filter. Don't want to leave water in that over winter. Probably also wants to suck some air in. Get a little bit of negative pressure building up there. It's actually the water outside. The end of the filter here leaks a little bit too. As soon as the pressure comes off, it'll really start to leak. But just really want to redo this whole filter area. It's kind of a pain how it's set up. This filter here, it's big, it's close, works well, but comes right through the middle of the irrigation shed at an angle, so makes this whole shed pretty much unusable up the middle because of all the pipes and filter and everything up the middle. So kind of want to redo how that's all laid out, but not really a huge priority, so wait and see when we can get to that. Probably won't be for another year or two, but the other issue we're looking at is the inside of the filter there. It's just steel pipe. It's rusting away, and the outside of the pipe where it's rusting is the filtered side. You've got big flakes of rust coming off in there, so not really ideal, but it's kind of what we're looking at the moment. But yeah, it's all sorts of things we have to work on around here. That's the drain from the filter there. Still a little bit of water coming from the main 10-inch line onto the property, but that's just some drain out through there. I'd rather drain that water onto my property than the neighbour's property. Irrigation district will come drain that at some point, so may as well do them a bit of a favour and drain some of it onto my property. Keep some moisture for myself. Only downside is we get a bit of a river going through here. Oh well. Not the worst thing in the world. Got a river going through here when it rains anyway, so. Only downside is it runs towards the shop. But oh well. Should be sealed up enough that it won't be an issue. And of course, Mother Nature being the cruel mistress she is this year, it's raining on the day I'm draining my irrigation. Yeah, well, why not, right? But I guess there's worse times for it to rain. So I couldn't definitely use the moisture still, so I guess I should be glad for every drop. It's been one of those years. A few trees still hang on to their leaves in here, but not too many. Pretty much all starting to lose their leaves now. So kind of puts a period on the end of the season, saying it's over. But oh well, that's life from the tree farm. Gotta work with the seasons, live by the seasons, and probably in this case die by the seasons. So anyway, wrap this one up. End of the season is always kind of a tough season on me. It's been a tough year as well. I mean, drought and lack of sales, and yeah, it's kind of a season I almost want to forget, but you know, we have made some good progress too, so it's a bit of a trade-off, I guess. You know, got a bit better at maintaining the spaded tree field, got our irrigation working on the potted tree field here. Makes it a lot easier to water. But yeah, I just have to hope for a better year next year, because not sure we can take many more years like this. Yeah, so already I'm having to look at some sort of alternative income over the winter here, just because there isn't enough income this year. In the end, yeah, tree sales are down a good 80% this year. It's really tough year to swallow, but anyway, just look forward to next year, I guess. That's all I can say. Hope it's better. I'm sure every farmer out there is nodding their head and saying, yep, know that feeling. But anyway, have a good one. Thanks for watching.